Good morning. God bless everyone. Here in the States, there was a theological debate on, I guess, last week or over the weekend. I don't know. Two pretty popular pastors representing different churches talking about or debating flat earth versus round earth, which is a secondary issue. Actually, I think it's lower on the totem pole than that. But, however, here's my issue with the whole thing. Why are we even debating? Okay, so the word debate brings forth schism. Schism is of the devil, which is division, right? And you're getting up there in front of on a public forum, in front of unbelievers and new believers, and we are to represent Christ-likeness and the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. I think that's all of them. But how can you do that in a debate? It doesn't even matter what kind of theology it's about. That none of that even matters at the end of the day. What matters is how we are portraying Christ in his kingdom and his likeness. Now, you could get up there and start scrutinizing which pastor had the better fruits of the Spirit, and overall people would say this one guy, Dean, did over Greg Locke. Greg Locke here, I would say that he is extremely prideful. He takes stands with other things other than Christ, like Israel, for example, which I've talked about. We need to stand with Christ and not on issues. We stand with Christ. And how do we stand with Christ? We do that with our behavior. This is all about Christ-like behavior. And these two men who are pastors, who are held to a higher standard, I don't think represented the kingdom at all. Now, we mess up. We have to learn. So out of this situation, I would say Dean had more of the fruits of the Spirit from what I saw. I didn't see the whole thing. And, but however, we need to think about debate. It's the scriptures talk about there's going to be differences, and we need to come together and let's reason with one another, like gently, kindly, and first, if there's an issue, we're supposed to do it privately, not publicly, right? Because we are being watched by other people and by God. Firstly, by God. We want to make sure our behavior is representative, first, make sure to the Lord, and secondly, to those who could be watching us and learning from us. We never know. So again, the whole idea of debate is not Christ-like. We are to reason. There are going to be differences. There are. And we need to reason with one another and be patient with one another. And the scriptures even say that might God change the other person's heart, right? But he's only going to do that if he wants to, or if we are doing it in the right manner with the earnest appeal not to be right, not to be from a place of pride, but from a place of no, it's important that, we remain in truth. I just want my brother and my sister to remain in truth, not because I want to rule over them and be right in front of a public. That's pride. That's satanic. That's demonic. And I'm not saying, I don't even want to say Greg Locke is not of the faith. Okay. I don't want to say either one of them. I don't know. It looks that he isn't. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. The other guy, however, has more of the fruits of the Spirit in his behavior. But the whole idea behind it, to me, was just, why don't y'all do this privately? Why does this need to be public? What was the point of all that on a secondary issue? Now, I did wake up thinking about, there are things that we need to learn to navigate. We need to know secondary issues because we have to make choices, based on these things, not necessarily whether the earth is round or flat. I believe it's flat, but whatever. It doesn't even matter. I feel like scripture supports that more. But what does that have to do with me making a decision for Christ and behaving like Christ. What does that have to do with my salvation at all? Nothing, not at all. What good is that going to even do to make decisions? Now, secondary issues like rapture or who's the Antichrist, I mean, we don't really know totally yet these things. They're going to be important. What the mark of the beast is going to be, you know, those will be important because we have to make decisions not to follow certain things, you know. But I think as long as we're following Christ, we're trying to abide in the Word, and we're staying away from all kinds of worldliness, we'll be okay, you know. But again, debating is not Christ-like. It's just not, and that is my. That's what I wanted to talk about. But God bless everyone, and have a great day.